Welcome back to the Firehouse. For some more Firehouse reasoning, I think tonight in the fire I'm going to once more look at religion and the part religion plays in people's mental captivity or mental imprisonment. And when I say that religion plays a part in people's mental imprisonment, I don't mean that religion in itself is a evil thing, if you know what I mean. Religion is quite good because I'm actually religious. But the organization of religion is an evil thing. And it keeps people's mind in prisons mentally. You know, mental slavery. So because we're going to deal with the mental slavery, and you know that I'm from the slave family as it was down there in Africa, we have good experience of slavery, if you know what I mean. So religion is a mental slavery. Now, just take us African. I will deal with us Africans first. Our the main religion now in Africa is Christianity and Islam. Now, this just come to Africa about, I say Christianity, they say it's about 2,000 years old, yeah? And the other one, Islam, is 1,400 years old. Does anyone realize the history of Africa? The pyramids was put up long time before these religion come in, you know what I mean? They're just like new kids on the block. Now, how can these people just come on the block and be teaching us who's been on the block for all this time? You know what I mean? And like I say, these people who bring Christianity and Islam into Africa, they never bring it with love. You know what I mean? It wasn't by love, it was by force. So what kind of a God now is forcefully recruiting people into his organization? I never know that God had an organization, but as according to them, he has. And they've got all kind of godly God has got many different organizations on the planet. Christianity, Islam, Hinduism. I don't know what organization God hasn't got on this planet here. And he runs them all differently. If you know what I mean. So differently then, like I'm saying, if we as African was living, and our ancestors was using their intelligence long time before these other people come in, before, like they're saying, God send them. I don't know why he never sent them before. You know what I mean? Because our ancestors who put up the pyramids and have life all over Africa before they come, they must have missed out on this good message that God was sending to us. You know what I mean? Or they must have been, like they're trying to tell you, they must have been savages, men of no intelligence whatsoever. It looked like when God was creating men, I say, that he never given to the African any intelligence. The intelligence that God given to man, as according to these religious idiots, was given to other men so that they could come and invade us and then teach us what was right and wrong. If you know what I mean. So no, if you want to know yourself, I say, as an African, a descendant of the African family, whether you are from the branch who was taken out as slaves, or you are from the branch that is born within Africa, you can never ever be an African if you are a Christian or a Muslim. Because obviously that is not the ways of the ancestors, is it? That's the ways of the foreigners then, who invaded, like I tell you, not with love, but with the intention to capture, possess and own. So yes, they've captured you with this outward form of idiocy that they call religion. I call it a form of criminality, you know. And in my term, they have infected the African mind with a disease that can only be cured when one revert back to roots, following the ways of our ancestors. You know what I mean? Because they had intelligence. Intelligence that these idiots, that I call them idiots, that are convincing you to follow their prophet and their angel and saint. You know what I mean? Intelligence that they actually steal from the Africans and wrap it back up in a pretty package, you know, claiming that God revealed it to them. But God doesn't reveal anything to these, like, religious lunatics. You know what I mean? Because that is what outward religion is. You know, these people do not. Criminals cannot know God. And those who, I tell you, enter Africa with those intentions was criminals. Because you cannot bring God to where God is already is. It's as if you're telling the African, listen, in Africa there was no God, yeah? You all worship idols, so God sent us to teach you. I mean, God couldn't be that stupid when God knows that God is everywhere at once. You understand? So that, like I'm telling you, that's bringing light to shine where light is already shining. No wonder they are believers. Long before you come into Africa, our ancestors tell us to know ourselves. Our ancestor never says that we should know Peter and Tom. You see what I mean? Or Jesus, or in the other case, Muhammad. Why should they tell us to know that? They never tell us to know our mother or our father, or to know them. They says we should know ourselves. You see what I mean? Now, instead of we knowing ourselves, we have left to follow those who have come into Africa as invaders. Not to spread love to us, because they don't love you, but to keep you to what they did to the ancestors, to whip them out. The Muslims was doing that, you know. The Arabs, they don't like you. It hurts so much to see so many ignorant black people naming themselves after Arabs. You think any Arabs is going to call themselves after Africans? No, this is ridiculous. So all of these people, like I'm telling you, are lost. They are away from their roots. You was taken out of Africa, you're brought to the West. Eh? These people brutalize you and put you in slavery. And then they turn around and tell you that Jesus died for your sin. And you swallow that garbage. No wonder you are lost. And we are lost in the fire, I say. So I come to destroy, I say. You know what I mean? All these weak-heart conception and remove the disease that has infected the minds of Africans. You see what I mean? You hear what they say, the truth is an offense, but it's not a sin. So what I'm saying is going to hurt a lot of you, but who cares? I am a soldier that if the whole of my family stand in front of me, and this was the sword of truth, and they don't want to accept it, I drive it right through the whole lot of them. You see what I mean? Because truth is truth. There's no sentiment in it. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you that this religion was used to brutalize the mind of Africans. Not only Africans, you know. Christianity was used to brutalize the mind of the European. They just don't want to accept their history. But it's modern time. Let them go and research and see what was done to their ancestors. How Christianity tell their ancestors that they was pagans and whatever else. And brutally murdered, I don't know how many of the European ancestors. To enforce this idiocy that was conceived by the criminal mind of Rome and the European psyche. And now everyone is settling down and saying, oh yes, the Christian. You're not Christian. It was a system that was brutally enforced on your ancestors. And now you accept it that you are all over Europe, you are a Christian country. But you're not no Christian country. You see what I mean? You've been deceived by the criminals who continue to run these religious organizations. If there is anyone in religion who is innocent, it is the innocent flock or the gullible flock that has been deceived by these criminals who run the organization of what they call religion. You know what I mean? Religion is not set up, like I say, by God or by godly men, but by those who intend to deceive their brothers. And I'm telling you, you shall pay dearly for it, you know, because I know the law to the fullest authority. I don't know half of the law. I know the whole law. Not the law that these idiots have got written down, like I say, in their statured book, but the invisible one. The one where the witness is your memory. Yeah, he's the Governor General of the internal video camera of God that videos the deeds of all you deceivers. You see what I mean? Men might not be able to see into your heart and mind, but the one that dwell within see it all. Try hiding from yourself if you can. I try hiding your dirty deeds from memory. Yeah, and don't forget, like I've warned you idiots who come to the earth and disrespect the will of the one. That is the Governor General. Make sure you are ready. He'll be calling at your station soon. Make sure you have your suitcase packed. In your case, your suitcase is your memory. Make sure what you got stuff in there, yeah? Make sure it's clean. Anyway, you know what I mean? Otherwise, you're going to reap what you sow, like the saying say from long time. You know what I mean? So if you are in religion pretending, because that's what religious people do, the outer form I'm talking about, those who attend mosque and churches, you know, they are the one who pretend. Or if you're not pretending, you have blind faith, believing in something that you don't know. That's what you're being told. Sheeples. You know what I mean? If there's any innocent in religion, it must be them who are being blindly led astray by this idiocy. And you're not being blindly led astray, you are a coward. You know what I mean? How could you be led astray anyway when God gives you your own intelligence? It's not as if any of us who is able-minded. Forget about those who cannot operate the mind or the brain dead then as it was. But those who can operate, you know, those who can take in information. It's not as if God never gave us all the intelligence to take in information. You know what I mean? Sift it out and see the truth. So if you are not seeing the truth, you who are in religion, are you sure it's not because of some deep-seated selfishness within the being? You know, check yourself out. You know what I mean? Because we should not be deceived anyway, unless we choose to. You know? Unless we have some, like I say, some hidden desire that is not clean within oneself. Because the one will not enter a dirty vessel. If you That's just how the science works. You know what I mean? For God to enter into you, and for you to understand what God is, you have to self-discipline. Self-discipline means removing the negative behavior from out of thy character. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know. Work on that. Now, when you do that, and your best, you know, because we're not perfect, God knows that. You know what I mean? But God loves a trial. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. God loves a trial. So whenever you try your best, sincerely, you know, with a sincere desire, well then, God will pour His light into thy mind. And with the light of God, you'll be able to see the religious deceivers, the false teachers, those who are telling you about false prophet or the false prophet themselves. Because God never sent any prophet. You see what I mean? Their prophet is making money. Make a lot of money out of your prophet, innit? Yeah. I like that. Yeah, they are interested in, they always talk about profit because they make a great deal of profit. You see what I mean? They make me sick, these religious pretenders. They like to deceive the people by presenting themselves well dressed, I say. I learned that here in England. The English, they have a way of presentation. I call it the art of deception. You know what I mean? Because here it is something look very nice and clean, well dressed. Yes, man, looking well humble. But within the spirit and of the soul, it's dirty and sick. You see what I mean? But because the soul knows that it's a dirty and sick soul, it have to disguise this dirty and sickness that is within the soul by pretending to be well dressed and well groomed. You know? That's what I mean. Evil have to disguise itself behind goodness, you know. Even the wicked know that good is good. So to perpetrate their evil, they have to hide it, or I say wrap it in what appears to be good. And this deceive a lot of the gullible. You see what I mean? But you are only gullible due to your own actions still. What you are performing amongst your fellow human beings. You see what I mean? Because every wrong action that you do help blind your understanding to the reality of what is real and truthful and honest. Wrong behavior is not a good recipe to understand the ways of the terrible and dreadful God that is dwelling within all human beings. Living now or who lived before, or who might likely to live in the future. That's the way the one works. I don't know how the one do it, you know what I mean? But this same one, like I'm telling you, yeah, he coming like the sunshine. The same sun that has been blazing down on the earth from whatever time man walk on the earth. It's the same one that is within, blazing the fire continuously from whatever time. Now a lot of beings live on the planet and never know this one. You see, because they never live with the desire and the intention for this one to reveal himself to them. They was living by what they see and lusting after what they see. Lusting after gold and diamond and money. And lusting after women bodies. You know what I mean, them kind of style. Yeah. So you find out that because they was lusting after what they see, they never noticed what was inside. If you know what I mean. They let their, like I say, let their eyes deceive them. So because they let their eyes deceive them now, this is how they end up in believers. As believers, like I say, end up now climbing mountain. Claiming that they're going to pay homage to God up the mountain. I go and jump in the sea. Go and walk around in the desert. I don't know where I'm going. Say you're paying homage to God. God don't need your goddamn homage. As if God is looking your homage. God ain't looking nothing from you. God have everything already. God don't need your worship. How ridiculous. You must think God is some form of ego. That's why human being think. That God is some kind of gigantic blood clot ego. Who get satisfaction from human beings adoring God and building great rascal temples, going in there, praying to God. You know? Oh no, there's no satisfaction. There's no satisfaction in idiotic behavior. Life is a serious thing. You are here to make a choice between positive and negative. Make the rascal choice. They go up blood clot mountain and go and praying to God and do that. Take action. God already give you the intelligence. Use it. You don't dig the runnings. That's what life is about. You know what I mean? Action. You know? So you know you're not supposed to steal. Don't do it. You're not supposed to. Because conscience is telling you that bumbleclot continually. The one is in you telling you that you shouldn't do it. But because of the freedom of choice that you possess, you ignore conscience. So when you ignore the fucking one, how are you going to learn? And then when you don't learn now, what you don't understand now, you start to use your wild imagination. And imagine that God created Adam and then operated on Adam and take out one of his ribs and make blood clot Eve. You don't know. Hey, I tell you the simplest way for you human beings to grasp this idea. Everyone have their own private business, as it was in the creation. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it just so happened that God have his own business as well. And God private business is God private business. It ain't nothing to do with you. Mind your own business. You are here to make a choice between positive and negative. You are not here to figure out when God started or how God... And then when you can't do it, you make up silly, ridiculous story. You don't know. Like I tell you, when you enter the room, the light was already on. You can see what you are supposed to do in the room. Do it. Don't spend your time now figuring out who set the light up and when they set it up and why. And cause you ain't going to figure it out, are you? Because it's not your business. That's your business, you know. So when you're moving on the spiritual road, always remember to mind your own goddamn business. Leave God business alone, I say. Well, I never interfere in God business, you know what I mean? I just look at them things and know that it's got nothing to do with me. I am just paying attention to the immediate now. What has got something to do with me? And what has got something to do with me is, I am here, I'm alive. The mighty death has not come for me yet. So I've got a life to live. And there's many ways of living a life. You can live a life greedily, lustfully, hatefully, spitefully. You know what I mean? Materialistically, to the fullest. As well as you can strive with all your heart and soul and mind and aura to live an honest and truthful life, irrespective of what any being want to do. So that is my intention, that is what I am doing. Irrespective of what any pussyclot being in the whole universe want to think and say about it. See, it's my choice, innit? You understand? So because I live that way, I get to understand certain things. Know them for certainty. So I know for certainty that the outward form of religion is a load of bullshit and should be destroyed. You see what I mean? It serves a purpose, don't get me wrong, you know. Just like how the husk of a coconut serve a purpose until the juice is mature. Well, now the juice has matured and it's time to remove the outward form of religion so that the people can get the real inner juice of the coconut. You see what I mean? But you have to remove the outer, which is the outer represent those religious idiots who forever are in the Bible are the command and about the preaching the word of God. Like I tell you before, holy books are sealer. When I say sealer, I mean that. Whatever holy books it is. Unless your heart is clean and pure. When I say clean and pure, you know, I mean your intention and your desire are clean. And an intention to be truthful and honest within thy soul. Don't read any holy books. Because if you do, you will just get lost. Like I tell you, it is holy books are God's garden, you know. But God have a way of setting traps in his gardens, knowing that some people will go enter there with the wrong intention. So anyone who enter into God's garden with the wrong intention always get caught in a trap. Before you enter any of those books, you must know yourself. You understand? Now the self is represented in you by conscience. Conscience is a light. Or is the light of thy soul. So when you are guided by the light which is conscience, which is within thy soul, and you read holy books, it will show you what is right and it will reveal the traps to you. Yeah, but otherwise, don't touch them. Don't be reading them like how the preachers of religion are reading them and their gullible followers. It will bring you further into darkness and confusion. You see what I mean? God is a very funny guy, ain't it? In fact, just think about having a garden, yeah? That could lead you to the glorious whatever you want to imagine in God. And at the same time, that same garden can lead you down into the darkness of ignorance. Yeah, well, that's how God flex anyway, still. You know what I mean? So it will be best if you know yourself before you take on this religious monk that people sell you. And let's break it down and come back on the religious thing here anyway. Let's analyze it some more. Imagine that God give religion then. Or as the men say, religion is from God. Now, what God gives is for the whole planet. You know what I mean? Because God is not like how man give. But maybe if it was man, they just give it to themselves or a group of themselves or, you know, who they like or who they decide to join. You know, if they recruit. Because man is very selfish, isn't it? But religion is a thing that comes from God then. So whatever is from God is for all. And yet here on earth I see some men saying that it is their religion. How did it get to be yours? How did a group of you manage to pattern the religion as it was of God then? And claim that this is your religion. And that if I should say anything about the religion that God gives, you are now telling me that I am attacking your religion. If you know what I mean. So whose religion is it, I want to ask? Is it God religion or is it goddamn man religion? Because if it's man religion, then I can understand if I say something against it, why you are upset. But if I say something against God religion, what is God getting upset about? If I am wrong, him just punish me when the mighty death come from me. But what is he getting upset about? And if he never wanted me to question his religion, why the hell did God give me a mind then? Or did he just expect me to be a robot or a sheep and just follow everything and don't question anything? You know what I mean? But I say this is a reasonable argument, so I want God to answer. So, brethren, how come you give religion? Yeah? And I know that when you give to all. So how come some men are holding on to the religion and tell me that if I want some of it, I have to say a certain words to them before I can enter in partaking to the religion that God give? It doesn't make no sense to me, a blood clot. Trust me, man. To me, that those are the ideas of lunatics. But then again, you know, because I'm a crazy, I'm a crazy blood clot, man, you know. My mind cannot take in such idiocy. Even if that's what God is saying, say, I can, no man, God couldn't be so goddamn stupid. You know what I mean? To give something, yeah? And then order some group of man that if I want to take some of the thing or join the thing, I have to go to the men and say some words, and the men, I don't know what, say, and then say, okay, you are now part of us. And then you have a great deal of man. Maybe the man them in Africa, maybe the man them in China, or in the jungles of South America to blood clot. We out on the fringe they know. Who is not in these things? So here you are now, God give things just to certain men that exclude certain men. The rest of these men in the bush is not included in this thing, you know. And the only way they can get in it is if they go now and confess to some other group of men to say blah blah blah. And these other men show some water and them I say something to them and they say, okay, no, you are a brother. You know what I mean? Oh, that's just ridiculous, man. What God give to all. And God give intelligence unto all. The intelligence is within you. He couldn't have given it to a next man to give it. That doesn't make sense, innit? But just because you have intelligence in you, like I'm telling you, the intelligence that I'm talking about is when one discover your own self. But your own self now is more precious than diamond and blood clot gold and all them things there. So you have to dig for it. You know? Now if you can go into the earth digging out diamond and gold like a seaman doing here on earth, you know, using up great amount of energy to dig Mother Earth out to get these precious diamond and gold, and then hang it on women and themselves and drool over it how beautiful it is. Well, why don't you spend some time digging for the diamond that is within thyself, which I'm telling you is more glorious than diamond and gold. Because when death comes for you, because death is the Governor General, my brethren, run earth. He's one of God's bad disciples, you see me? Removing beings from out of the flesh, I say. So when he arrives for you, which you know that he will, I guarantee you, John, see? The diamond and the gold and the rubies and pearl that you dig out of earth, you have to leave that blood clot, you know see me? Ain't taking nothing. But you see, if you discover the one that is within yourself, yes, you take that. Yeah, man. That's the thing with the invisible world. Whenever you discover the jewels that are hidden within, you can take that. But the visible world, if you spend your time pursuing the jewels that you see within the visible world, you are leaving that blood clot here when you go. And not only that, the intention and desire that drive you along when you was pursuing these visible things will corrupt thy soul as well. And that is not to say that material things, like I say, are evil. They're not evil. It's good. Man should have lovely and nice material things. But it's the intention behind it, what you do to get it, that corrupt thy soul and keep you in total ignorance, so that you don't know who you are. So that you even believe to your rascal self that you're going to come here and break the law of God and get away with it. Like I see these goddamn ignorant fool on the planet doing. Calling themselves president and prime minister and all kind of title that they give them rascal self. All the time, like I'm telling you, their organization are criminality. You are criminals against the law of God. The organization that is running earth. It is not being run by the intelligence that is within man. You know what I mean? It is being run by those who have chosen the negative way. And because they've chosen the negative way, they've ended up in darkness and confusion. Hence the chaos what you see on earth. But if you was being guided, my friend, by conscience, the terrible and dreadful master that dwell within, ain't no way you would end up in this kind of a situation that you find yourself on earth now, building all kind of bombs and, ready to start war and kill and murder and, Here on earth now, who do they pay most respect to? America. Flying around the world daily, murdering people by drones. The most armed nation on earth. They spend more money on arms than they spend to feed people in their own country. You see what I mean? Because these are real satanic devils. But like I'm telling you, because of the way they dress, you know what I mean? You're not to think like John Kerry and Obama and the rest of these sick souls that is running the American system are evil, are you? Because you let the dress that they dress deceive you. And of course they've been sent to evil in the evil institution to learn how to deceive people through grooming and you know what I mean, these kind of things. But trust me, these are evil souls. And you shouldn't aid and abet them with the crime that they are doing against the living God. It's a wrong thing to do, Rasta. Because trust me, You know the Grim Reaper. I don't know if the camera can see the Grim Reaper behind me, but the Grim Reaper is on the wall there. Death himself, smiling, you know, ready to take out every man, you know. Yes, Mr. Obama and Kerry, you have no hiding place from my master. Well, he's not my master, still dead, but he's a good brethren of mine on the spiritual plane, if you know what I mean. I have no fear of him because he, you know, he's only going to take my body when I get tired in it. I just decide that I should keep quiet. You know what I mean? Just come out of this, man. But he cannot touch the spirit, you know what I mean? But these goddamn devils who are ruling now and going on with themselves, and who I say is intoxicated by their vile and idiotic behavior to the point where they cannot see anymore. You're going to be goddamn sorry when death come for you, because all your idiotic and blind and vile behavior against your fellow human being and against the law of God, of course, is recorded on your blood clot memory. Yes, memory don't miss nothing, you know. Sometimes when you see the glory of God, you have to marvel at the intelligence of this one. There's no way of escaping. Fuck all. Yes, man. No one can break the law. No one break the blood clot law and get away with it. The law is not stupid, you know, like men law. Men laws are full of hole. You could actually break it and get away with it. They themselves who create the law are breakers themselves. I mean, look at the Americans. Who is going to punish them for going around murdering people? No one. They kill people everywhere. You know, the CIA, as if the CIA are some righteous godmen. They're not. There are some violent, sick soul behind the scenes. Some like vampire, blood suckers. So who would, you reckon then, on the planet here, could prosecute any of these high sick devils and their violent, sick behavior against their fellow human being? No motherfucker on earth can bring them to justice. But don't worry about that. They have already been brought to rascal justice. What are you about, man? Yeah, because what I say, what the brethren call again? Oh, I mean, God video, man. Trust me, man. This fucker, God video, man, is everywhere, you know. In everyone, you know. Ain't no chance of no fucking secret agent stopping him. Doesn't matter where you are keeping your secret meeting, wherever you are, whatever you do, trust me, man. God, what the brethren call again? Memory. I say it was the first video in creation. Yeah. The first video camera in creation was by Jah, Rastafari himself. The terrible and dreadful one that dwell within all. Still, watch it all from within. I know that one personally, you know, I don't believe in that blood clot one, trust me. In the fire we don't fuck with belief. We don't have time for that. We have time for knowing. Yeah, so I know for a lot of billion, trillion % that memory was the first video blood clot camera. And that any motherfucker who walk on the earth, who give a fuck who they was or who they was called, they was being videoed. Now you can go on all you want and say how great they was and how great they was not, and God send them and God not send them. But that got fuck all to do with the evidence that is on their memory. Whatever was on their memory when they was fucking living, that's what they'll be reaping when death come for them. We are not interested in what rascal man say about man. You don't understand. God don't give a fuck about what man want to say about man. Well, memory don't anyway. You know what I mean? You just possibly interested in video in your deeds when you're fucking living. So that when they fuck you up, when they fuck you up, yeah, you crash That's when we call crash. You know, like how an aeroplane have a black box in it. Yeah. When your blood clot crash, we retrieve the black box from out of your pussy hole, which is memory. And whatever is on that, that's what you reap. You see what I mean? Now, those are not things to believe in. Because we don't, like I tell you, in Firehouse, no rascal believe in Firehouse. Just the word of the living blood clot God that dwell within our pussy hole, I say. I know some people don't like a bit of swearing. But I say a bit of swearing enhances the seriousness of things, if you know what I mean. You know, I don't swear rudely, you know. But I love to swear when it's right and correct and truthful. To insert some swear word into the, what you call swear word, into the reasoning. You know, to make you know that in Firehouse we don't blood clot joke. You see what I mean? We know things for certain. So these things I'm telling you about are every being. Never mind whether you want to be fucking man or woman. Fuck that. That's got nothing to do with memory. You know what I mean? That would be like how you saying that you're a male or a female would be like you telling that to them. What the fuck does that care whether you're male or female? You're dying. You see what I mean? Because it's above that, isn't it? So it's the same thing with the truth. Male and female, we don't bother about that blood clot. It's just the truth. You see? You don't dispute about who is better, who is this. Fuck who is better. You know, that is just in your own mind. Truth is not about whether is the man better, whether truth is the fucking truth. You see? So if you're a man, you can log on to it. If you're a woman, you log on to it. Simple as that. If you log on, you understand. If you don't blood clot log on, you is a blind soul. And you are a blind soul, like I'm telling you. 1 minute. You are a blind soul. If you are following any of these religious idiots who are busily performing stupid and idiotic rituals, you know what I mean? You can't know God that way. If you live a trillion blood clot here, let's put it this way then, pan a serious fire. Life is endless in the universe, you know. So if you live a trillion fucking years, and you follow these religious outside idiot, you will never blood clot no God as in them trillion fucking years. There just no fucking chance of no one knowing God like that, man. That is just fucking stupid, you know what I mean? The simple way of knowing God is to be honest and truthful. Honesty is the key that opens the doors of the mind. Otherwise, you fucking stay in that mind and be a prisoner to your own mind. Yeah. Yeah, because those who don't learn to control the mind control them. Keep them captive. I say, the mind is like a woman, man. When I say it's like a woman, I mean it's our mother, you know. That's where we have to give birth, we have to come out of. If we want to come into the world of reality. I mean real reality, you know what I mean? You have to give birth. Come out of the fucking mind. But most people can't do this. So they remain in the darkness of the womb, within the mind still. It's never been able to, it's like a chicken egg. Potential to hatch, to life, to see, you know what I mean, spiritually. But these beings stay within the womb of the mind due to their own ignorance and their own selfishness and their own belief or their own unbelief. You see what I mean? I call it their own fucking cowardness. It must be fucking cowardness, I say, because God never created coward. But you can have cowardly. Such a funny word, you know? Yeah. Because it's a world of choice. We can choose to do anything. So you can choose to act ignorantly and cowardly and deceitfully and lying and hating. You can even choose to say there is no fucking God. Hey, fuck God, you can't do anything in it, because it's your blood clot choice. But the fact that you choose the choice that there is no blood clot God or there is no intelligence does not mean, well, it definitely mean that you are a fucking lunatic anyway still, because you are only observing one side of the story. You should have noticed that life was physical and non-physical, in and out, positive and negative. You see what I mean? Left and blood clot right, night and pussy clot day. You see what I mean? So what is the use of you now busily studying one side of life? Because if you do, you will become imbalanced. How are you going to see that way? Are these men on earth who are calling themselves scientists? How did you get to become a scientist, Mr. Scientist? Did you not go to some big school? University, and some of them men train you to be a fucking scientist? Did you not know that you can that's not to say that scientific work is wrong, I'm just saying it can't be truthful when it's just men who train you. If you know what I mean. Because there's a university within man where conscience train man to be truthful and honest. And when conscience train you to be truthful and honest, that's when you can be a truthful and honest scientist. But if you only go to their school, you are imbalanced. Your scientific work is just bullshit. It's helping the physical, but you yourself will never develop. Even though they are giving you awards and tell Nobel Peace Prize, that you're a goddamn fool. Because you don't know yourself. Anyone on the planet who don't know themselves, doesn't matter what people tell you about how great you are and give you any award, you're a goddamn idiot. You see what I mean? Yeah, well, you're great in the eyes of those who are just because you make a light and in the physical or don't know what the fuck you make. Maybe you make the computer. So because you make the fucking computer, now people say you're a genius. You don't have to be morally honest to make a fucking computer. And I know that for sure. You see what I mean? And you can only be only when you're morally honest can you have any understanding here, or you could say that you are on the road to understanding what you come into this life to understand, and has been distracted by the various distractions of the world. You know what I mean? Some of them love to party. Like me say, they are attracted by the sexiness of the women, like they would say. And they're not attracted by the men and women who think that they are attracted by the sexiness of man and woman. You're not attracted by the sexiness. You are attracted by the physical body. Most of you are not even aware that there is a person in the body. And in 99% of the case, you don't pay any attention to the goddamn person who is in the body. You don't give a fuck. All you care about is that the body looks sexy, and maybe if you see another sexier body, you run after that. That's that. I don't know why you're getting so excited and feeling so sexy about your body. Worm is coming for that blood clot, I do prefer the fire. Some blood clot, no. And maybe some, like I say, somebody catch you and eat your blood clot. Or some man kill man and bury them up in a building. But whichever way, this sexy body, you're not in it for long. So I don't know why you spend your time being so focused on your body. You know what I mean? And then that is not to say one shouldn't love one body, Because one body is one body. This body I carry me about, of course I love my body. But these idiots now come to worship my body, see? And when old age is coming on the body, now they have a thing, they getting a plastic surgery on the body, fixing up the body and claim that they're fixing up themselves. You're not fixing up yourself, you're fixing up your body. If you want to fix up yourself, or if any human being want to look good, do what is right. Only by doing what is right and being honest and truthful. That's the only way you can look good, Otherwise, you are just dressing up and, Smelling good and looking good, that's not being good. That's just pretending. False. You will be exposed, like I'm telling you. You idiots who are living like that, right? When they come for you, you go, what you say, you go on the next side. You pussy clad, you know. Anyway, when you go there, yeah, you will be transparent. You know, like how you can hide in the body here on earth and nobody can really see in your sick fucking soul. You know, you could, that's why people rape all people, you know. People meet the person who is going to rape them, but the rapist is smiling and saying nice things. So the poor woman don't know that this blood clot is going to rape her, you know. Disguise, you know. Because human beings are the greatest disguiser. The camouflagers, you know, they're greater than whatever you see in the animal kingdom or in the sea. Animal camouflaging themselves to blend in with the background. No, they can't do it better than humans, tell me. You see what I mean? Because the human being is invisible. You never know that one. Yes, man. The body that you see walking in front of you is not the human. The human is hiding within the body. Hey, you think I'm joking? Yeah, man, a serious thing, man. These motherfuckers are hiding in the body. And you see the person who is hiding in the body now, he's nothing like the body, you know. Trust me, you know. Him no black, him no white, him don't have a color in a rasta. This is what you need to penetrate to the depths of this deception that you're facing. They are the one tricking you and telling you about, oh yeah, I'm a black man and a white man and they are lying. You know, see, spirit don't have any color. They just happen to ride in different carriages. You know what I mean? So they are great deceivers, these. You know, that's what I'm saying. To see them, you need the owl vision. I got the owl. Where's the owl? Here is the owl. You need the vision of the owl so you can penetrate the darkness of where souls dwell. Because we live in the dark, innit? So when you penetrate into the darkness, you'll understand certain things about souls and how they can deceive you in a way that you wouldn't understand what was going on. Because when life is, we are paradoxical. What you think you are seeing, you're not seeing. So when you think that you are seeing me as an example and identifying me as a black man, you are quite mistaken. That's what they've told you. I don't give a fuck who tell you that, but the information is wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, I live in a black body and I love that blood clot. I'm sure I love that to the bones. But that doesn't mean I'm a black man, you know. I rise above that. You see what I mean? Cause don't forget you're not in the goddamn mind, you know, in the womb. In darkness. When you live honestly, you get taken out of the womb, you know, you come into a new life, as it was. Like I say, born again. You know what I mean? Yes, but in this birth now, like I said before, repeating it again now, you can have a new birth, the virgin birth. But not the virgin birth that these outside religious criminals has been telling people that Jesus was born of a virgin birth. Oh no, he couldn't have been born of a virgin birth. If Joseph never did a thing, yeah? When he went to work, the next door neighbor did one. You see what I mean? But no one born of no virgin birth. That's another thing where people, I say, take God to be some great kind of egoistic kind of being where God already created us to have babies, and then now says to himself, listen, because I'm the creator, I can make a woman have baby and go and get Mary pregnant. But I say God wouldn't even have the decency to pick a single woman. And look how many single women is on the planet. He went and picked Mary, who was already with Joseph, knowing that men have feeling. How do you think Joseph would have felt when somebody with a spirit or blood clot, an ex-man, come and breed his woman before him? And what kind of an example would God be setting to man then? That because if he can have an affair with the next man's wife, why shouldn't we? You know what I mean? But no virgin birth don't go like that. That's just the madness that outside religious man stay. But everything in life is double-sided. So yes, there is a virgin birth. The virgin birth is when? After you've done all the fuckery that you've done in your life. Okay, we all do fuckery. You know what I mean? When I say fuckery, we end up on the negative road anyway. Doing, misbehaving. No man can say that he's never done wrong, or woman. We're all guilty of that, fair enough. But what I'm saying, after we've wallowed in the mud, yeah, if one day in our life we come to the understanding that, look, wallowing in mud is not good for us. You know what I mean? I think we should stop this drinking ourselves silly until we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. And stop lying and stop chasing down women and these things, because when you do it you have to tell to me. If you come to those decisions, you change your ways. If you are sincere and honest, you come right back into your childhood, like I'm telling you. Where? Coming back to this brethren again. This brethren memory. When you was a baby, my friend, and you arrive here innocent and pure, because memory was a man who was operating, you know, he recorded this innocent and pure state and your memory. So if at some time, like I tell you, after you've done all this fuckery now, yeah, you've decided to change your ways and you were sincerely honest, you can go right back and resurrect this innocent state that you had as a child, you know, recover it from memory, you know. You see what I mean? And once you recover this innocent state from memory now, is when the virgin birth occurs. You are now a new person. A new being has been born with you with new intention, new desires and everything. But this new being never come about now, you know, because of any sex between man and woman, you know. But because of thy own effort and struggle. You see what I mean? To discipline thyself. That is what brings forth the virgin birth. You know what I mean? Not no two people having sex. That's just the ideas of those who don't know. Mental people, I say, religious lunatics. So now is the time, I say, to break the chain of these religious idiots, you know. These priests and rabbis, whoever they are, man. All of them together, none of them know the truth. The truth is within thy own self, human beings. And if you don't know this, you are, like I say, you are just a goddamn sheeple. If you are following religion, you are just sheeples. Cowards who refuse to use their own intelligence given to them by God. So when you go back home and the mighty death come for you, you have no blood clot excuse when you go back home, you know. Because intelligence was given to you. You failing to use this intelligence, well, that is your problem. You see what I mean? You have a choice. If God give you a grain of corn, it's up to you to plant the blood clot corn. You don't expect God to plant it for you, or even the devil. No one can plant it but you. There is no excuse. Don't think that you can go back home and blame the devil for your whatever happened to you here. You are the one who chooses to do it. If you choose to do negative thing, well, the devil in you will educate you. Because you choose to. The master have no choice. Hey, you never know that the devil was a master. Yes, the devil within is a high general, you know. The highest general of God, I say. Yes, man, the devil within is like death himself. He's a brethren that is everywhere, you know. And he's not only in this time, he was in the time that passed before. And the time that shall come, you know. He's the dundada of the souls of human beings, the tester. No one enter the doors of God unless the devil thoroughly tests you. And if you don't pass the test that the devil put you under, you must remain blind. Yes, because he is the master. Yes, man. Either you pass him or you remain blind. Unfortunately, most people remain blind still. because they never pass him, you know what I mean? And he's not forcing anyone to do anything. He's not looking for any recruit, you know what I mean? He was created by the terrible and dreadful God to do a work, and he's doing the work. Just like, just like how the sun is doing a work, or the moon, or death is doing a work. So the terrible and dreadful negative one within do a work by tempting the souls of human beings. It's my friend still, you know. Well, you know that I can be friends with everyone still, no matter how old they are, because I have the spirit of fearlessness, you know. So I don't fear the devil. You know what I mean? No, man. Enough time I sit and reason with the terrible and dreadful negative one, man. So to find out, you know, why people fall for negativity. And the negative one is quite willing to explain everything that, yeah, of course I just spit out negativity differently, you know what I mean? But I don't force anyone to do it. It's just how life is balanced, you know? It's a matter of the one and the two. The one is the one and I'm the two. You know what I mean? The one is the sun and I'm the moon. The one is the spirit and I am the mind. You see what I mean? That's just how it works. So the negative one is not interested in putting anything good in your mind. It never will. Just pure negativity, you know. Yeah, that's all. But the thing with this one now, he won't move from where he is. If you want to. Let's say he was a man then. Yeah? The negative one just sit in the chair and never move. All he does is just spit negativity out into everyone's mind. And then it's up to you if you want to do it or if you don't want to do it. But the negative one is not interested. You don't care about. You don't give a fuck about what you want to choose. You know what I mean? That's entirely up to you. So you don't have to be afraid of Satan, you know. What you want to do is to get to know the goddamn devil that is within yourself. But you are too goddamn afraid, innit? I think those religious maniacs outside get you to be so terrified of the devil. You can't face the devil within. And if you can't face the devil within your own being, you are going to remain ignorant and blind. Because that means you are failing the test. You see what I mean? Anyway, I reckon I has been spitting some fire, you know. Yeah, I like to burn some. Hotter fire I burn anyway. Don't bother listen to any of my video if you cannot stand the fire or the heat. You know what I mean? Because I deal with the raw truth. Not any truth that is believed. We have to go and read. You know, we don't read. We know God word and we ram it rasclat right through human being. Whether you're living on earth or you're outside the dimension of earth. It's irrelevant to a fire lion anyway. You know what I mean? Because no one can in the whole universe now. Hear this straight man, hear this straight human being. No being in the whole universe can defeat a fire, you know. No man. The only blood clot way you can do that, you have to be able to defeat your own conscience. Yeah, because I is reflecting the will of the terrible and dreadful one that dwell within. Maybe you don't know about this one, but I do, you know, and this one is for real. Anyway, on that note, I is going to fire out from the firehouse. You see me? And meet you on another reel where the blast. Yeah, you have a bunch some more at a fire. You know? It's real hot in fire out. Reel out, fade out, and fire out. Rastafari. Leave it! And rain it in the heart of our blood clot human being. I say, whoever come out a pussy. Yeah, man.